Recording in progress.
Yeah, so we are doing 2.3 today, and this is continuation with what started yesterday, right? And we are going to learn about family. So let's check some basic vocabs that you must know when it comes to family. So we have the mutter, which is mother, and we have the father, which is father, and the eltin, which is parents, and the shivesta, which is sister, and the bruder, which is brother, the gishivesta, which is siblings, the grossmutter, which is grandmother, and the grossfather, which is grandfather, and the grosseltin, which is grandparents, and the tante, which is grandparents, and the uncle, which is uncle, the cousine, which is female cousin, and the cousin, which is male cousin, the doctor, which is daughter, and the son, which is son, and that's kind, which is the child, and kinder, which is children, and the Ehefrau, which is the wife, and the Ehemann, which is husband. All right. So we are going to write about our family, and I have this template here that we are going to use, right? So following this template, you can write everything that we are going to do with the knowledge that you have so far. So we are not going to use any translator, but with the tools that we have, we are going to follow it. But before we write about our family, let me introduce this particular phrase for you here called Einbischen, right? Einbischen simply means that a little bit. And in your essay, you are going to talk about some of the languages that you speak. Maybe I speak German, I speak English. So maybe say that ich spreche English and a little bit of German. So a little bit is ein bisschen, right? So here is ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. That means that I speak a little bit of German. And this one is a question, so we can jump that. We learn more about that. And ich habe nur ein bisschen Zeit. That implies that I only have a little bit of time, right? So that's the meaning for ein bisschen, right? Which means that a little bit. So let's go to the class notes and let's do some good practice. I'm going to set 10 minutes with this template here. So we are going to write about our family, and after we check it together, right? So you can just go to the class notes. That is the top post there. Yeah, so that's the top post here, which is right about our family. So we have my Name ist, right? That is my name is, right? The first one you want to say that my name is, right? And that is my Name ist. Then you add your name to it, right? Number two, you want to say that I come from, right? We have the example here. So each comment house, they add the example to it. Number three, you want to say your age, right? So it's going to be each bin, you put the number here, then the year out. So we have all the templates and examples attached to it for you. So I'm setting 10 minutes for it. After, we cross-check the answers together. So you can just go on the page and start typing. I make a child. My computer is a bit slow today, but it is 2:21. So 2:31, you will check what you guys wrote. Right? Okay, so the time is up, right? So you can just send it later. You can come and finish it up if you are not done, and I will check it and I will leave my comments, right? So you can just add it so that you don't lose everything that you have typed. So you can just send it, right? And after class, you can come and edit it again and finish everything that you want to finish. And we are going to use this one for your next assignments. This particular essay that you wrote, we are going to use it for your next assignment. But let's check some languages in German, right? And I want you guys to help me with this pronunciation. So number one is what? I want both the German and English word. Which word is this?
I would say Deutsch,
Deutsch.
Deutsch,
What's the meaning of Deutsch?
German,
Okay. Number five. Number two.
English, English,
Okay. Number three.
Spanish,
Mhm.
Spanish,
Okay. Number four.
Französisch. Französisch.
Französisch,
Okay. Good. Number five.
okay, Italienisch,
Hmm.
Italienisch.
Italienisch,
Italian.
Russisch,
Russisch. Russian.
Russian,
Okay. Number seven.
Chinese,
Chinesisch.
Chinese,
Hmm. Chinese. Okay. Number eight.
Chinese.
Japanese,
Japanesisch.
Japanese,
Hmm.
okay,
Portuguese. Hmm.
Portuguese,
Portuguese. Okay.
Portuguese.
Arabic.
Arabic.
Okay. Good. So yesterday we did the W question, right? But in English, if I say W question and yes or no question, what's the difference between these two? W question and yes or no question. What's the
The
difference?
French one, they import, they give inside, and they do something about French.
W question and yes or no question. What's the difference between W question?
Okay. I was saying the W question refers to the questions that are asking for answers from you, like where, who, which, where, why, and then the yes and no. Normally you are presented with an option to choose, or maybe it begins with the word that is okay, so yeah, not like that.
Yeah, but more clarification.
Okay.
Mr. Frank, like, or Mr. Matthias, what's the difference between W question and yes or no question?
W question is asking for a location or about something. It's asking about something. And then a yes or no questions is a direct question. It's a direct question. You need to choose whether it's a yes or it's a no. So the W question you are supposed to provide reasons to it, but the yes and no questions, no reasons.
So with the W question in simple terms, W question demands more information from you. When I should use W question, you cannot just give me a short answer, right? You will say that maybe where do you stay? You cannot say you will give me information. I stay at where. What's your age? So anytime that we use words like what, which, and so on, that means that we want more information. The yes or no question is short answer. You have time? Yes. Are you working? No. Are you learning? Yes. So these are the two type of questions that will guide your speaking anytime that you want to ask question in German. So if you're able to master these two, it means that already you're almost through with the language. During your A1 exams, the speaking parts, you just get the task of asking question and being able to respond. So if you are able to ask both the W question and the yes or no question, then it means that you are okay to go. And yesterday, what we did was the W question and the statement rule. And I told you that the verb is always at number 2. The only time that verb starts in German is when you are going to form yes or no question. And yes or no question is verb plus subject plus rest of the sentence. Right? It's very simple. Verb is going to start, subject is going to start, and the rest of the sentence is going to continue. So if you check English, you say that do you drink coffee? In English, we add do, we start with do, right? But let me first pick it from this angle. Let's take it like you drink coffee. So this one, is it a question or statement?
No, this is
But this one is a statement.
the break of this.
So how do you change it to a question?
Yes, verb statement.
You just add the do to it, right? So then it means that in German, if you want to change statement to a question, you just have to add do to it. But in German, when you want to ask yes or no question, we don't need these do, because since it's your early stage of learning the language, probability of you trying to use the English concept is very, very high. So if you want to ask somebody a yes or no question, you try to start with the do, but we don't need this do for anything. The only thing that we need is the verb plus the subject plus other things. So let's rearrange this phrase here in German structure. How will you arrange this one when you are forming a German question? Yes or no question?
That should be drink you coffee.
Drink you coffee. Yes. And that's why I want us to learn by the rules, because if you apply the rule, we go faster, right? With not the rules, we'll just be missing things. So drink you coffee, that is it, and you'll be able to form a yes or no question. So we don't need this to here. Now let's apply this knowledge with the listen, the verbs in German. So listen, you want to say that do you read? I say that verb. So listen, pronoun sie, you add your other things. So let's take it like ein book. So do you read a book? So this one is going to be, do you read a book? We have schwimmen, which is to swim. So schwimmen is the verb, the pronoun is the sie. Let me add other information to it, like jeden Tag. So do you swim every day? Right? Football spelling, playing football. These two words here, which one is the noun? Which one is the verb?
So spelling is the verb.
Spelling.
Spelling.
Yeah, spelling is the verb.
Okay.
And the
Verb.
football is the
So applying this rule, how is it that do you play football?
spelling football.
Spelling football. Okay, let's write it. So spelling football. Football.
Mm.
And they are saying that verb, subject, other things. So does it satisfy it?
No. Because I'm not seeing I'm not seeing the subject.
So now if you add the subject, it's going to be what?
Subject.
Going to.
Play football.
German.
In German, okay, spell football.
Spelling football.
Do football.
There is no subject.
Like, it's a break.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was explaining see football.
Yes. So spelling Z football.
See football.
Right.
That's what
Then it's going to match
that's
this
what
particular rule, right? The Z is supposed to be here. So always be sure that you are following the structure. So plus subject plus other things. Let's go to Marlin to paint. How will you ask the question that do you paint?
Marlin Z.
Marlin Z, correct. Marlin Z is correct.
How about
Marlin Z.
mouths do?
Mouse do too is correct. So you can
How about
conjugate it with,
okay?
yes, you can conjugate it to fit every pronoun that you want to add. Let's go to music horror. Do you listen to music?
Orange, blue, music.
So orange Z, music. You can also use the do, but you have to conjugate it well. So horse do, music, correct. Kohim, do you cook?
What is the way? Go.
Kohim. Do you cook? Kohim Z, yeah. You're finding a way to say the do. The do you, yes, by just the verb. Just the verb, Kohim Z. Okay, rising.
Rising. Rising Z.
Rising Z. You travel, good.
Rising Z.
And Garten Arbeit, this one is two verbs words together. And we have a rule for that. We will check that later. But this one, do you work in the garden? It's going to be Arbeiten Sie. Like, are you working in the garden? So Arbeiten Sie im Garten, right? Same with the Radfahren. I want to use a separable verb. So the verb is fahren, to drive. So fahren, see rad. But we will learn more about this later. Now let's check banding, to hike. How will you ask the question that do you hike?
So Banding Z.
Banding Z. Correct. So that's how to ask basic yes or no question in German. But let's still check this particular structure here. So I wrote, let's take it like you come from Ghana. And I ask you guys, is it a question or statement? So how will you change it to a question?
Do you come from Ghana?
Do you come from Ghana?
Yes.
Good. So changing it to a question, you just added the do to it. That means that every statement that you form in English, just adding the do to it, we can change it to a question, right? But if you want to ask question, you don't have to write you come from Ghana first and come and add the do. But just the logic, right, behind it, just the understanding. So we can also do the same thing in German. So the statement rule was subject plus verb plus other things. So let's apply that to say that du kommst aus Ghana. So changing this one to a question, we just bring the verb as number one and the pronoun number two, and it's going to satisfy the rule verb plus subject plus other things. So let me do that. So it's going to be comes to our comes. And it looks like it's the same thing like what we did, right? But I just want you to get the logic. Like if you are writing, you don't have to first write the statement and change it to a question. But I want you to know that you can just switch the position of your verb and the pronoun, and it can become a statement or a question. So that's the example that we have here, which is du lernst Deutsch, subject, verb, other things. And lernst du Deutsch, are you learning German? And er spielt football is he plays football. And spielt football is that he play football. And sie liest ein Buch, she's reading a book. So when I bring the verb at number one, and the pronoun at number two, going to be is she reading a book, which is going to be Lizzie ein Buch. And we have ihr kommt aus Deutschland, she comes from Germany. So the question is going to be kommt ihr aus Deutschland? That means that do you all come from Germany? So just switching the position of your verb and the pronoun can make your statement change to a question. Please, if you have any question about that, please ask. And let's check the phrase, I play football and I like to play football. What's the difference between these two phrases? I play football and I like to play football. What's the difference between these two phrases?
Okay, so the first one seems to be habitual, something that the person does all the time. And then the second one looks like even though the person has that willingness to play, but it's not always as the first one. So it's like the first one is giving, I don't know if I should say, the short information, and then the other one is giving more information.
Okay. But there is further explanation. I don't know if Matthias wants to try. Like, I play football and I like to play football. Okay. So I play football is general activity, right? That one is general. That is like something that you are doing, right? But I like to play football, add extra likeness to it, and that one becomes your hobby, right? So if you say that maybe I'm cooking rice or I cook rice, that one is your normal activity. But if you say that I like to cook rice, that means that you add a sense of passion to it, right? So
So I'll say the second one goes
deeper, yes, than the first one. And we are learning how to say this one in German. But the confusion is that in English, we can use like for two functions. We can use like as a verb. We can also use like as an adverb, right? So I can say that I like food. Maybe I like rice and I like to eat rice. In this context, I'm writing the rice in German. In this context, this like is the same word though, but it's serving two functions, right? This one is going to act as an adverb. And if I say an adverb, trying to show a sequence of something, often, sometimes, always, never. Like how often you do something. And this one is the verb, because subject plus verb. But in German, they have different words for all these two. But in English, it's just one word, but how you are going to use it will determine the meaning that it's going to have. So today we will check this one, and next time I meet you guys, we will learn how these two compare. So this like in German is going to be gern. And anytime that you are talking about your hobby, that involves action, right? Where you have the subject and the verb, and it involves an action, and you want to qualify it to indicate your hobby, then we are going to use what? Gern. So if you say that I read, let's check this example here. If you say that I read and there is no gern here, then it's going to be a normal activity, just like this particular phrase here. That means that each lise, it doesn't indicate that it's something that you like. But if you add again to it, it's going to imply that I like to read. And again, when this again is not there, it's going to imply that he likes to swim, right? But when this again is out, when this again is added to it, then it's going to indicate your hobby. So we are spelling game football is we like to play football. So when this game is not there, it's going to mean a general activity. We play football. But with a game there, then it's going to indicate your hobby. So zoom out again is she likes to paint. So this game there is going to imply that you like to do something. With this game not there, it's going to imply that it's just an activity. And Sie hören gern Music is they like to listen to music. So this gern there is going to imply that they like to listen to music. But this gern, you know that to form complete statements, you always need a verb, right? Because your statements won't make sense. If you say maybe I Monday, there is no verb there. But if you say I go on Monday, then you're trying to make sense. So since this gain is not a verb, it cannot stand alone. Some of you will do the mistake and say that maybe Z gain music is wrong. This one always need a verb to lean on,
Okay.
right? So you have to always be sure that you are going to indicate a verb
Okay.
to it. That is the only way that we can use this one for your phrases. So writing your essays, some of you, the hobby part, I'm sure some of you said that my hobby is listening, right? In this context, we are making this listening a noun, right? My hobby is listening. That is, in English, it's going to end with ing, right? But we can also change this one to a verb, and that is when we are going to need the game.
Again.
So if I want to say that I like to read, then it's going to be what? Each listen game,
Again.
right? Or I can say my hobby is listening. So the one that you want, then you pick it, right? So I'm sure now you have like a lot of more knowledge now, right? So after class, you can go back to the essay and improve on it, and I will check it after class. In case you have any question about what we have done so far, you can please ask. Okay, so let's do last practice in class. This one, I have the answers listed down here for you, which is for self-practice. So you are just going to change your statements to questions, right? So we have the verb schwimmen and in which is do you swim in the sea? And you have the response here, ich schwimme im Meer. So how will you write this one in German? Do you swim in the sea? If you have the verb here, and you have in Meer, which is in the sea. So the rule for forming a yes or no question is what? Verb, pronoun, or that thing. So when you apply that rule, you should be able to get this answer. Number 2 is spelling plus football. You want to say that, do you play football? How will you say that? So just apply that rule. You should be able to get it. We have Marlin and build. You want to say that, do you paint a picture? So how will you say that? Just apply the rule. You should be able to get it. And hearing plus music is, do you listen to music? So just apply the rule and you should be able to get it, right? So you can use any other pronouns like the do and the wir and so on. Just that only conjugate well when using them. So I also have the answers down here for you. That's when you are done, you can cross-check it, right? But if you don't understand anything, you can share your questions on the class notes page, or you can send me a personal message, depending if it's too personal, and I'll come and respond to it. So in summary, just complete your essay. That one is the group practice on the main page. That is day 6. I'll come and check it here and respond to it. But the one in the page is for self-practice and for you to check by yourself. So after you are done, you can just cross-check it, right? But if you don't understand something, you can come and paste your question here. Mostly, why I want you to paste your question here is that some of the students can also learn from it, right? But if it's too personal, then it's fine. Then you can just share it, send it to me personally. But if it's a general question, I advise you can even come and just reply here so that we all can keep track of how the class is progressing. So, Matthias, my name is Matthias. Ich komme aus Ghana. Ich bin 15 Jahre alt. This age is wrong. You are not 15, Matthias. So check your age. Come and edit it.
No, I just wrote something there.
Edit it. Okay, so my father, right? My father is a noun, so make this one capital letter. And my Mutter too is supposed to be capital letter. And ich bin ledish. And ich habe kein Kinder. My hobby is spill football. So this one, fix it. with the rule that we just did, right? You can use the I like to play football, right? Or my hobby is I think I like to play football is more easier with this kind of phrase, right? So fix that. And Bespreche, klein, change this one to einbischen, right? Change this one to yes, einbischen. So I think a little bit of yeah. I think that should be all for today, and that should be all for the week. So this week we ended at Schreiben and Sprechen 2.3. And next time we are going to do more lecture based at the listening and pouring, right? So we don't have much assignments loaded on you for the week, but this is where we have ended. Next week we go to number 3, number 4, number 5. In case you want to check the remaining days left with the class, just come to class schedule and you can see that we have 47 days more. We have done 17%. If you want to check the schedule, you can just open this document here to let you know everything that we have done and what we are going to do in the next days. So this is where we are today. We are at 2.3. Yeah. So the class will end on 27th October. And the exams registration, if you want to write, is 30th October. That is the registration. Like if you want to write the exams. Okay.